Welcome to The Final Cut, everyone. I'm Mark the Movie Man, and today we're going to take a look at a brand new wide-release January sci-fi film called The Fifth Wave, based off of a book by the same name. And director Jay Blakeson has given us a story about Cassie Sullivan, who is on the run to try to find and rescue her brother, okay? And she's living in this Earth that has been decimated by 4 waves of an alien attack, and soon that 5th wave is going to get executed. And she wants to try to find her brother before that happens so she can try to protect him and they can try to survive that deadly final 5th wave. Along the way, she befriends kind of a gentleman, a young man who vows to help her find her brother, but she's not sure if she can trust him. See, the entire world has this kind of air of mistrust about it thanks to the aliens. And so we see how he travels with her through the woods to try to find her brother, and she debates whether or not she can truly trust him. The 5th Wave stars Chloe Grace Moretz, and let me tell you, she is the high point of this film. I enjoy seeing her performances in everything she's done. She's a very talented actress, and it was great that they picked her for the Cassie Sullivan character because she plays it very well. She brings a lot of great emotion to this character, yet also some underlying strength that you can see in there. Now, that said, I think they could have picked anyone for this role. They didn't need to get Chloe, but the fact that they got Chloe made me keep me more interested in this film because of her performance. The storyline in here, it is geared towards young adults, especially young female adults, it feels like, and so I'm not exactly the target demographic for it, but for the most part I enjoyed it, especially the sci-fi elements and how they ran us through the first 4 waves. Those were very interesting. Would have liked to see a little bit more of that, but we get most of that in the flashback scene in the first act. Then when we see her traveling with this guy, yeah, of course, a young woman, young guy, they start to develop a little bit of a romantical storyline in there, and I wish they hadn't. I wish they thrown out the romantic angle, if you will. I don't think it needs to be in every single young adult story that is geared towards females. You really don't need that in every single one to keep them interested. And I wish filmmakers would get that. I'm not sure if that was in the book. I haven't read the book yet, but I am interested in reading the book because you can tell there would be a lot more there, I think, in the book than in the movie. There usually is, but especially with this film. Now, everybody else does fairly well in here. I liked the character of Micah Monroe. She plays this character Ringer who shows up later. She was in It Follows. Loved her character. Wanted to see a movie with just her character, really. She's a pretty badass, strong character that shows up pretty much everyone else in the group that she's in, and I just enjoyed her performance quite a bit. She makes the most of the screen time she has, and I really wanted to see more of Ringer, but we don't get that in the film. Liv Schreiber shows up as the evil Colonel Vosh, if you will. Well, not evil, but just this, a dark character, and it's Liv Schreiber, and he plays up to it as well. This film isn't phenomenal, folks. I don't think it deserves as much of a bad rating as it's getting in Rotten Tomatoes, but it is a January sci-fi film, and you can see why. For me, the strongest point was Chloe Grace Moretz, and most of the special effects in here I thought were done fairly well, too. And it was an interesting story later on. Had they just taken out some of those other tropes and cliches that we've seen in young adult stories, I think it would have elevated it above many of the other ones. It is a darker one. I'll warn you that there are a lot of deaths going on and a lot of darker things that happen in here. But other than that, it's pretty much a paint-by-numbers apocalypse young adults film. So nothing new here. I give it 2.5 stubs, unfortunately. I would have loved to give it more. I was hoping because it was interesting from the trailers, but in the end, cheesy dialogue, the standard tropes, and it just doesn't get to the potential that it could have, and it wasn't executed the best either, except for Chloe's performance. So check it out if you will. I would wait for rental or maybe $5 Tuesday if you're a fan of Chloe Grace Moretz. Otherwise, if you're looking for a really good sci-fi apocalypse young adult story, The Fifth Wave, unfortunately, is not it. And that'll about do it for us here at The Final Cut. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep that ticket stub.